Hello students, I am Priya Fadke, teacher in economics, and in this video I am going to explain you microeconomics in detail. Microeconomics and macroeconomics are the two main branches of modern economics. These terms were coined by Norwegian economist Ragnar Frisch of Oslo University. The word microeconomics has been derived from the Greek word micros, which means small. Microeconomics deals with the study of economic behavior of small individual economic units such as individual consumer, firm, producer. And in this video you will learn historical review of microeconomics, meaning and definitions, scope and subject matter, features and importance of microeconomics. Now let's learn historical review of microeconomics. Microeconomic analysis was developed first. It is traditional approach. Origin of this approach can be traced back to the era of classical economists Adam Smith, David Ricardo, J.S. Mill. Microeconomics was popularized by neoclassical economist Professor Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics published in 1890. Professor Pigou, J.R. Hicks, Samuelson, Robinson have also contributed to the development of microeconomics. Let's learn meaning and definitions of microeconomics. Micro means a small part of a thing. It studies the economic actions and behavior of individual units. Let's see definitions. According to Kenneth Boulding, microeconomics is the study of particular firms, particular households, individual prices, wages, incomes, individual industries, particular commodities. According to Maurice Dobb, microeconomics is in fact a microscopic study of the economy. Now let's learn scope and subject matter of microeconomics. Microeconomics basically deals with theory of product pricing, theory of factor pricing, and theory of economic welfare. First, product pricing. Theory of product pricing involves how the prices of individual commodities are determined by market forces of demand and supply. So, theory of product pricing is subdivided into theory of demand and theory of supply. Second, factor pricing. Land, labor, capital and entrepreneur, all factors contribute in production process. So they get rewards in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit respectively. Microeconomics deals with determination of such rewards that are factor prices. And third, theory of welfare. Microeconomics deals with optimum allocation of resources and maximization of social welfare. This efficiency in the allocation of resources involves three efficiencies. First, efficiency in production, efficiency in consumption, and overall economic efficiency. Now let's learn features of microeconomics. First, study of individual units. Microeconomics is the study of behavior of small individual economic units like individual firm, individual price, individual household. Second, price theory. Microeconomics deals with determination of the prices of goods and services as well as factors of production, hence it is known as price theory. Third, partial equilibrium. Equilibrium is the balance between two factors. Microeconomic analysis deals with partial equilibrium which analyze equilibrium position of an individual economic unit. Fourth, based on certain assumptions. Microeconomics begins with the fundamental assumption other things remaining constant, ceteris paribus, such as perfect competition, laissez-faire policy, pure capitalism, full employment, etc. Fifth, slicing method. Microeconomics uses slicing method. It splits or divides the whole economy into small individual units and then studies each unit separately in detail. 6. Use of marginalism principle. The concept of marginalism is the key tool of microeconomic analysis. The term marginal means change brought in total by an additional unit. Marginal analysis helps to study a variable through the changes. And seventh, analysis of market structure. Microeconomics analyze different market structures such as perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, etc. Eighth, limited scope. The scope of microeconomics is limited to only individual units. It does not deal with the nationwide economic problems such as inflation, deflation, balance of payments, poverty, unemployment, population, economic growth, etc. Importance of microeconomics. First, price determination. Microeconomics helps how prices of goods and services determine in commodity and factor market. Second, free market economy. Microeconomics helps to take important economic decisions which is based on consumers' preference, that is likes and dislikes of the consumer, which helps to decide what to produce, how much to produce, how to produce. Then third, foreign trade. Microeconomics explains the factors affecting exchange rate, elasticity of demand for exports and imports, gains from international trade. Fourth, model building. Microeconomics helps in understanding various complex economic situations with the help of economic models. It has made valuable contribution to economics by developing various terms, concepts, tools of economic analysis. Then fifth, business decisions. Microeconomic theories are helpful to businessmen for taking crucial business decisions. These decisions related to the determination of cost of production, prices of goods, maximization of output and profit, etc. Then 6. Useful to government. It is useful to government in framing economic policies such as taxation policy, public expenditure policy, price policy, etc. Then basis of welfare economics. Microeconomics is of great help when it comes to studying the conditions of economic welfare. Microeconomics suggests the conditions of efficiency and explains how it can be achieved. It helps in improving the standard of living of population. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.